Hi and welcome, Kat from Sacred Soul Rising. So we're in this massive energy of this blue supermoon. What does it mean for you? What does it mean on your journey? And what tools can I give you to help and maybe support you or give you an inkling? It's up to you. Obviously, some of these things that I maybe give you, you'll go, nah, that's not for me. Forget it, Kat. And other things you'll go, yeah, I am feeling that. And that may be really helpful and supportive. So let's delve deep into a supermoon. Supermoons, the energy, a full moon, the energy is very intense anyway, and can cause us to feel very triggered emotionally, especially. And those core wounds that we've maybe, just had simmering there will be brought up to the forefront. So feeling lack, feeling fear, feeling abandonment, feeling betrayed, all these things will be coming up, or maybe there's just one that is your main area. I want you to know that, when we go through these massive energetic shifts, especially with a supermoon, and this supermoon is very, very connected to water, and water represents the emotion within us. And one thing that I can really help you to connect with is being like the ocean and not attaching onto those emotions. Emotions are really good. And what I want to stress here is, often we talk about dark night of the soul on an awakening journey or ego death, and we talk about it in a very negative sense. I want you to understand and to really give you some clarity and depth about why you go through dark night of the soul and why you go through that ego death. And, it is a complete rebirth. And for any of you that have maybe had a baby, when you are birthing, especially when you're birthing naturally, it is at that point of no return, and you will know what I'm talking about. The point of no return, the point where all you can do in that birthing process is surrender and let go. And the body can often feel like it's about to snap and break open, It is that point where you're like, oh, I can't even do anything because it feels so expansive, so incredible. And for some people, so incredibly painful. And at that point, that's normally when people are like, get me anything, just get me it now. But on this journey, you are rebirthing yourself, and the pain sometimes, yes, can feel very physical, but not at the same, it's not the same frequency of birth. Yes, it is extremely painful. Sometimes you can feel like you are literally physically dying, but really you're just spiritually dying. You are rebirthing yourself. And for anybody that is feeling really lost and low on this journey, and at that early stage of feeling utter broken, where you're barely functioning, I want you to know that this journey is a rebirth. And like birth, sometimes, birth can really push us to the nth degree. Birth is that whole, you, as well as birthing your baby, you're completely rebirthing yourself. And when you go through dark night of the soul and ego death, that's exactly what you are doing. You are going through a rebirth. And birth, can sometimes bring with it mass amount of emotion, mass amount of feeling, mass amount of vibrations in the body. But what I want to share with you today, instead of looking at it as grief, instead of looking at it as completely feeling broken on the floor, look at it that this is my rebirth. And when things birth, when particles dissipate and die almost, and this is what is happening, parts of the old part of you, the old sense, the things that have been built on a false foundation, is dissipating, is dropping away. And that's why people on this journey often say, you know, I'm not the person I once was, and I don't even recognize that person anymore, because you were going through a complete rebirth. And once that kundalini and that soul recognition happens, you are then on the journey. You are then in that birthing canal, starting to rebirth yourself. And at the beginning, it does feel hard work. It does feel painful. But as you shift and move along this journey, you will recognize that those times that you receive those big oscillations, those big energies, I like to almost think about it as a wave, you know, those big, powerful waves. And we have a choice, you know, we can fight the wave and try and like, oh, I'm drowning, I don't know how to fight the wave. Or we can dive down into the wave. And if you've ever done this, when the waves are coming up over you, we have very big waves here. And if you're being met by that wave, sometimes the best thing that you can do is to dive into the wave. And as you dive into the wave, that's where you will find the peace. It is the top part that contains all the forceful energy. But when you dive down, then the energy is more peaceful. Or we think about that surfer, you know, they're not fighting it, they're riding the wave. They're knowing that that is going to take them on a beautiful ride. And so those oscillations, those feelings that you have moving through you, instead of seeing it as a negative, instead of seeing it as something that is terrible and you put all a negative focus on it, why not flip it and go, right, okay, I realize that yes, I am going through things at the moment. It is feeling, you know, not comfortable. It doesn't feel in this comfy armchair, oh, I'm all comfy on my sofa with my snuggly blanket. It's not that energy, or it's not the energy of, you know, walking out on a beautiful sunny beach with the sun and the waves and it all sounds, it's a bit stormy, it feels ferocious. But no, a storm can only last for so long. And this journey, those oscillations, those big emotions that are rising with you will only last for so long. But with each, and this is the key to the journey, with each one of those big emotions, those big waves that rise up within you, takes you to more clarity. You see, the waves of deep, raw emotion that are rising up is releasing that old, dense energy. And as we're moving through this big super moon, that is what it is going to be doing. It is going to be moving through those denser energies. You know, on this journey, you shift from a carbon, solid, I want to say entity, but I mean human, into a multidimensional, more cosmic being. You are then, you know, on your spiritual journey, and you are able to really, you become this beautiful antennae for energy, for frequency to move through you. And it's learning. You have to learn how to work this energy. I was talking about it in my Awaken to Consciousness group the last few days, about how you go back to kindergarten in this journey. You know, you're back in kindergarten years, or preschool years, whatever you label you want to call it, depending where you are in the world. But it's like being in those younger, you know, learning to walk, learning to cope with your emotions. You know, you are catapulted. And even the most spiritual of beings, once they're on this journey, their whole life starts to change. And you have to learn how to alchemize your own energy. No longer are you asleep and just bodgering? Bodgering? It's not a word, I know it's not. but I like it. You're not bodgering through the world anymore. You know, you have to start to alchemize your energy. You have to observe those big, deep, raw emotions, those core wounds that are rising up within you. And on top of that, it is showing you aspects of your life that no longer reside with you anymore. And you're like, well, how do I go through this? How do I move through this? How am I, you know, that was my norm. I don't know if I want to change, but I've been sticking sticky plasters over it forever and a day, the last 10, 20 years. I was all right with the sticky plasters. I wasn't really happy, but the sticky plasters were all there. And now all the sticky plasters have just fallen off. They're dripped off. Dripped off? Fallen off. They've fallen off. And now I'm left with these wounds, these core wounds all over my body. And I have to address them. I can no longer, you know, just put another sticky plaster on, because the core wound is now really open and I got to look at it. Because once you are activated on this journey, and what I want to say is this supermoon is going to really shine down and really, really highlight those core wounds. So if you've got a core wound of abandonment, always feeling that you are left and abandoned and never being chosen, that supermoon is going to shine all the way down, and you are going to be really feeling those big emotions of feeling abandoned, feeling let down, feeling lost. But here's the key, and this is a tool. It's about going, okay, it's never anybody else's responsibility to make me feel whole and complete, i.e. you. It's never, you know, if you're feeling abandoned, that's for you to look at, not for somebody else. You know, we've been conditioned to believe that, you know, we need another to complete us, and only then, and for them to make us feel better, for them to make us feel safe. No, that is up to you to bring in that wholeness and that fullness, and then that other party comes in and you are both in whole, full frequency together and dancing together. It becomes a dance. It doesn't become that codependency then. And this energy that we are really, really feeling with this supermoon will highlight those. So whether it is feeling betrayed, whether it is feeling abandonment, it is now time, or lack or fear. Maybe, you know, maybe you really want to start to, you know, grow your soul-led business. Maybe you're really wanting to go out and help other people, but you're sat on it and you're not really doing anything. You're half showing up. Half showing up doesn't get you anywhere. This is about owning who you are at every level, and to stop abandoning self. You see, this journey activates you in such a powerful way. And one of the greatest tools that you can use on this journey is to start to bring all the energy back to you, start to bring all the focus onto you and go, okay, where have I betrayed myself in life? Where have I abandoned myself? Instead of thinking, well, they did this to me, or that happened to me, or this happened to me. Instead, go, okay, maybe I just abandoned myself at that point, and maybe now it's time for me to fully focus on myself. It's like I always say in Awakened Consciousness, when did you last date yourself? When did you last take yourself out for dinner? When did you last just spend time with you? And most people go, I don't want to do that. Why would I want to do that? Why would you not want to do that? Get to know you. You know, often we talk about solitude on this journey. Solitude is there so you really connect deep within self. You see, because when you observe, and observing is an amazing tool on this journey, like self-inquiry is an amazing tool. If you feel triggered by a situation or by somebody, use self-inquiry, turn it around, Turn it around on you. And if somebody is making you feel that way, turn it around and go, well, why are they making me feel that way? What is lacking me that is making me feel that they're doing something to me? And maybe it's just that they're not part of your tribe anymore and they need to dissipate away. And you will find on this journey, people that are not matching your frequency will automatically dissipate away. And when you start to move into that higher frequency of abundance and gratitude and love, then a whole new tribe of people will start to come in and surround you. This supermoon is powerful. It will bring up emotions, but it's up to you to observe, to self-inquire, to look at what is being triggered in you and look at where you can start to come into wholeness and fullness. You see, while ever you are in lack and feeling like you need somebody or something to complete you, then you are always giving that out to the universe. The universe is always responding to our energy. And what is your energy giving out today? Are you in that gratitude? Can you find absolute bliss and peace in nothing? Because remember, like I always say, you are everything, but also equally nothing. The universe is constantly creating through you. And it's up to you on how you are creating your universe. I send you so much love. If you need help and support on this journey, if you're ready to grow your soul-led business, if you're ready to start to learn how to coach at a soul level, not life coaching, not counseling, then my soul-led business course combined with showing you how to coach at a soul level, showing you what people go through as they go through an awakening, because there is a process, and then showing you how to really shift your life so you create passive income. As I always say, I am a massive believer we should not be working 40, 50-hour weeks, 30, 40, 50-hour weeks. This is not the journey of an empath. The empath feels the world, feels the energy. And in order to do that, it's about working small amounts and being that light giver. And by creating passive income, you're able to shine your light out and just keep giving without wanting always an outcome. It's an incredible way of resetting the whole template of how we help and give out love out into the world. Woohoo! Enjoy this supermoon. It is going to be powerful. It is going to shake you. It is taking you into a lot higher frequency. I send you so much love. If you need more help and support, click down in the description. You'll find links to my website. It's all there. Everything that I create is to help skyrocket you, rocket launch you into your own being, so you don't feel the lack, the betrayal, those core wounds can start to dissipate out and you can start to rise up into that phoenix energy. I send you much love, many blessings.